So Mark Nepo writes, no amount of thinking can stop thinking. What is there to do? I am reminded of Einstein's insight that the manner of thinking that causes a problem cannot be the means by which to solve it. In simple terms, when spinning out, the only thing to do, hard as it seems, is to get off the merry-go-round. This is truly the terrain of faith, jumping into the risk to stop in mid-thought, believing that some deeper knowing will wash over us. In truth, no amount of thinking about yourself will give you confidence, just as no amount of thinking about the sun will warm you, just as no amount of thinking about love will hold you. Confidence and love and the light of the world all wait below all the labors of our mind. So as we sit for just a few breaths, just imagine as you're breathing out, you're letting go and you're dropping below the thinking. And breathing out and letting go. And then when you're ready, if you're not already there, slowly making your way onto your back. And once you're down there, allow your thighs to drop in towards your body. And if you need to hold your shins, please do. Otherwise, just relax your arms next to your body. This is kind of like doing a reverse child. And now coming back to your breath. As you breathe in, you can feel the belly fill with air. And as you breathe out, see if you can relax the body, relax the mind. Even noticing if there's an urge to move. See if you can be still for one more breath. And then as you begin moving, feel free to hold on to your shins, but try moving from the inside out. Really feeling any tightness in the back and the hips and the spine. As you slowly rock side to side or scrunch up and down. Maybe discovering some tightness in your back that you didn't even know was present. Just breathing out and rolling over on that. And then as you stop the rolling, placing your hands on your knees and either allowing the knees to come in opposite directions or in the same direction. But once again, have the calling come from the body, from the hips. Make the movement so it feels like a nice opening, a nice relaxing of the hip joint. And then pausing and moving in the other direction. And then coming to stillness, and let your feet drop onto the floor. Straightening out one leg, really lengthening that leg away from you and straightening out the other leg. Maybe feeling it opening in the hips. Flexing the toes back towards your forehead and pushing the heels into the floor. Feel your calves, your glutes. Take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out, relax your legs, maybe even give them a little bit of a shake, shake, shake. And then spreading the fingers wide next to your body, palms facing down. Flex the toes again. Press those heels into the mat or into the floor. As you breathe in, allow the straight arms to come up and back, and stop when you get to your eyes or your ears and breathe here. Breathe into the fingers, breathe into the toes, breathe into the side body. Feel your armpits. And then ever so slowly, the arms come back down by your side. And one more at your own pace, either flexing the toes or pointing the toes, doing whatever works to just feel the body. Stretch, feel the back body, feel the sides. And then slowly bending one knee and then the other and placing your feet flat on the mat. So one thing that I'm always talking about is how small movements change the whole stretch. So crossing one ankle, the right ankle and the left knee, relax your arms next to your body. And now begin rolling side to side a little. And kind of notice what happens. Notice what happens with the shoulders. Notice how you feel it. And now allow your arms to float up so they're more like airplane wings. And maybe the palms are facing down, and now you've secured your shoulders. And now try rolling side to side, just a little bit. And notice how the stretch feels quite different. And as you go side to side, just notice there's always one side that feels yummier than the other. Maybe it's when the foot moves close to the floor or the knee. And one of the things that I notice is once I have my arms up like airplane wings, my knee and my foot don't really make it all the way down. And that's fine. The joy is in feeling it in different parts of your body. And then slowly coming to stillness and dropping the right foot on the mat, crossing that left ankle. And maybe starting with your arms next to your sides and seeing how that feels as you rock side to side. And then slowly the arms float up like airplane wings, palms facing down. And you'll notice how the stretch changes. And once again, just notice which way feels better on the body. And then dropping that left foot on the mat, rolling to one side, And coming up to a standing position for tapping. Maybe shaking the body a little, getting any kinks out as you arrive on your feet. And then really trying to plant the feet evenly so you can feel the outside of the feet, the inside of the feet. Notice what happens when you bring more weight into your heels. Can you feel your core engage a little? And then when you're ready, it's the right hand on the left chest. I'm inviting you to close your eyes and feel and breathe. Breathe out. And then it's the left shoulder. And coming down the inside of that left arm. Coming all the way down and clapping your hands. And the top of the hand and the fingers and the thumb. And slowly coming up the top of your arm. All the way up to the shoulder and the armpit. And coming down that left side. And then it's the left fist on the right chest. Coming back to your body. Allowing that arm to relax like a spaghetti noodle. So just a reminder, you're tapping on your lung meridian and your stomach. And you're breathing out. And you're feeling your body. And moving to that right shoulder. And coming down the inside of that right arm. Come all the way down and clap your hands. And the top of the hand. And then coming up the arm slowly. Your arm and tap your armpit, think heart meridian, and down that right side. And then it's 2 hands just below your lips. Perhaps moving both hands to the left as you tap on your stomach. So our stomach holds worry. You know, I feel like even when we're not worrying, everybody around us is worrying. So just tap and breathe. And then moving to the right as you tap on your liver. Our liver holds anger. So breathing out here. And eventually moving to the back to your kidneys. So our kidneys hold fear. Then coming down the backs of your legs, coming all the way down, and your feet and your toes and your toes and your feet. And slowly coming up the front of your legs. Come all the way up and tap on the hips, the glutes, the front of the hips. Find your spot. Wake up the glutes, wake up the hips. And around the outside of the legs, again it's the stomach meridian. And the outside ankle. And the inside ankle. And slowly coming up the inside of the leg. And stopping 2 inches below your belly button. So you can either use fists or open palms. And just try to bring your energy right there to your second chakra. It's a great way to stop thinking and come into your body. Feeling your feet on the floor, relaxing your shoulders, and feeling your second chakra. And then slowly stopping, maybe giving that second chakra a loving rub. Turning your palms out and feel your palms, feel your fingers, feel your feet on the floor. And reach out to your sixth sense as your hands come slowly up next to your body. Perhaps imagining just scooping up that energy all around you. And bringing it together with the hands as the hands come together over your head. And the thumbs drop to the heart. So making an intention for your class today. My intention for all of us is going to be to keep coming back to our bodies. You know, our bodies know how to do everything. It's our minds that make us lonely, and so just feel your body. Perhaps as you breathe now, you can actually feel a slight movement under the thumbs. Relax the arms. Take a nice breath in through your nose, and as you breathe out, drop the chin, roll the body down. You can even slide the hands down the front of your legs. And as you're hanging in a forward bend, choose the one that feels best for you. Some people like to grab their elbows. Some people like to have their elbows on their knees. But give that head a little shake, like reminding it to just let go of the thoughts, let go of the worry. And then ever so slowly bending your knees and rolling it up. So, I don't know what's up with people's bodies today. I keep assuming that we have shoulder work to do because that's where we hold our tension, but I do know about some feet and ankles. So coming up onto the ball of your right foot, begin making circles. So just enough to really wake up, and then going in the opposite direction. And then coming to stillness, so a stretch for the front of the leg is to bring the foot behind you with the toenails down towards the floor and feel that stretch in the front. And then give that leg a little shake and come up to the ball of the other foot. Little slow movements. You might even hear a little cracking. And then switching and going in the other direction. And then bringing that foot behind you with the toenails pointed down. You can even bounce a little. You might be surprised at how much tension. And then give that foot a little shake. And close your eyes and check in with your body. So what we're going to do, I think I've done it a few times with you. It's about moving those shoulder blades. So 2 fists, palms facing up, elbows next to the body. And then punch those fists out, but keep it shoulder height or lower. And see if you can punch far enough that you feel your shoulder blades come apart. And now as you exhale, turn the palms down and pull the elbows in and push those shoulder blades together. So now it's like we're doing WD-40 on these shoulder blades. Fists facing up. Breathe in as you punch out. Fists down. Breathe out as you pull the elbows in and push those shoulder blades together. 2 more times. Breath in. Palms up. Punch, keep it shoulder height or less. Breath out, fists down. Pull in those shoulder blades. Pull them down. Notice how I have my elbows next to my body. Last one. Breath in as we punch. And a breath out as we pull. And loosen. Relax the arms next to the body, maybe giving a little shake. And then swing that right arm in front of your body and grab it with your left hand. And now find a spot that is a stretch but not painful. And for 2 breaths, maybe just imagine you're kind of squeezing the stress out of that joint. And then switch. It's left arm in front of the body. And there might be more stress in one shoulder than the other. And then release. And then today we're going to try with our palms facing the floor, and now flex your wrists. And now bring your shoulder blades together. So you're flexing the wrists, you're bringing your shoulder blades together, you're breathing. You're squeezing. Goodbye to tension in my shoulder blades. And now I want you to notice exactly where you feel it. Where do you feel it in the shoulders? Where do you feel it in the bicep? Do you feel it in the wrists from flexing? And then release and give everything a shake. And now we're going to do it ever so slightly different. So it's rolling one shoulder back and then the other, and the palms are facing each other this time. And the arms are straight. And now what happens if you keep the arms straight and just try to raise them a tiny bit? Where do you feel it now? Really squeezing out the tension. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you can hold for 3 more breaths, please do. And notice, is your body getting warmer? And slowly release. Allow your arms to float up to the horizon. And if you can, swing one right arm under the left and bring your palms together in eagle arms. If this is too much for you, just hug. And once you're there, bring little movements. So we were stretching back and now we're stretching forward. So can you move the arms up and down a little? Maybe side to side. Really slow, really subtle. And then we're going to use the breath here for the stretch. So the right elbow drops, the chin drops, and as you breathe, imagine you're breathing into your back, right in between those shoulder blades. And release. And allow the arms to float up. And then it's the left arm under the right, whether you're hugging or doing eagle arms. And again, it's just little movements. Up and down, side to side. Are you breathing? Are you feeling? Are you in your body? And then slowly the left elbow drops to the chest. The chin drops to the chest. And you take a nice big breath in and out. And release the arms. And roll your shoulder blades very slowly up and forward and down. And now up and back and down. So we're going to do one more. It's really subtle, but it's really important for the rotation. So bringing your arms out to the side, almost like your elbows are bent. Maybe you're just like saying, what the heck? Kind of got this stance. Palms are facing up. And now see if you can turn the thumbs back and down just a little. Probably not going to move that much. But notice what happens in the shoulder joints. Two more breaths. And then relax the arms, and then just really relax the arms. 3 swinging of the arms around your body. So 1, 2, 3. And come to stillness. So there's a couple things about our ankles. One, they need some flexibility, but they also need strengthening. So I'm asking you to place your hands on your hips, and the reason why they're there is so that you don't move one hip higher than the other. As you come up onto the ball of that right foot, and now bend your left knee a bit. So did your hips stay nice and even? So the more you bend that left knee and the more you come up onto the ball of that right foot, the more the legs are going to work. So it's up to you. But I want you to imagine that you're pressing down equally with both legs. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring your hands to your heart. Or you can lift your hands up overhead. Open your eyes for a moment if they're closed, and make sure you're looking at the horizon. So your spine is straight. You're feel free to keep bending that left knee more or keeping it straight. You're pressing down with the ball of that right foot. Maybe 3 more breaths. Slowly, the hands come to the heart. The left knee straightens and the right heel drops. And then placing your hands behind you, begin rotating the hips. So the reason why I've been using my hands lately is I feel like the rotation stays in the hips and doesn't go into the knees. So rotating in one direction, nice and big. And then switching and going in the other direction. Big circles. And then coming to stillness, placing those hands on your hips. Making sure that the feet are directly under the hips as you bend the right knee and come up onto the ball of the left foot. So if one hip tipped at all, bring it back into balance. Eyes can be open or closed, but make sure the spine is straight. Perhaps you bring your hands to your heart, or you allow them to reach up overhead. The more you bend that right knee, the more you come up onto the ball of that left foot. Can you feel your legs working? Can you feel your ankles getting stronger? Are you in your body? Are you in your breath? Perhaps 3 more breaths. Slowly the hands come to the heart. The right leg straightens, the left knee drops. Relax the arms next to your body. Sorry, I'm getting a frog here. And then notice what happens when you engage your core and lift the top of your head. Can you feel that maybe your ribs came a little further away from your hips as you engage the core? Bringing the hands away from the body. Maybe 6 inches, lifting the top of the head. Slowly the right palm turns out and the right arm floats up. Now check. Is the right shoulder relaxed? Reach with the right fingers up and reach with the left fingers down. And keep reaching and reaching and reaching. If there's any twinges in your back, feel free to bring that right arm forward a little. See if you can take it to a place where you feel the opening in the side body on the right, and you also feel an opening in the front of the hip. Where do you feel your breath now? Is that right foot grounded? Are the right fingertips reaching? Slowly that right palm turns out and comes down. And let's shrug our shoulders up and back and down. Relax. Lift the top of the head, engage the core again. Feel the ribs. It's really subtle. They kind of just move away, create a little bit more space in there as you bring your hands slightly away from your body. Turning that left palm up. The left arm floats up. Stopping here and checking, are you relaxing in that left shoulder? And now reach with the left fingers up and reach with the right fingers down. And breathe and reach. Is that left foot grounded? Can you create an opening in the front of that left hip? Can you create an opening in the side body? Slowly the left palm floats down. And as we come to our mat, maybe give a little wiggle on the way down. Let the neck relax and the buttocks. Let everything relax. As you come to a seated position, your legs are bent, but your thighs aren't too close to your body. And now, holding on to the backs of the thighs, I'd like you to engage your core and straighten your spine. And then relax the hands either on the thighs or in between the thighs. I like to pretend like I'm holding on to a rope. As you keep that core engaged, just roll back a little bit and then up. And as you roll back, see how strongly you can engage your core so that your core is what's really supporting you here. If you feel up to a few more, please do. And it's up to you how, excuse me, how far you go back. Last one. Coming up, allowing the feet to come together and just flopping over. Allow the shoulders to round. Allow the belly to soften. Maybe the chin drops to the chest for 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly coming onto your back. We're going to do a little bit more core work. So once you're down there, let's just bend our knees and relax for a moment. Relax the arms next to the body. Become aware of your body lying on the earth. And as you straighten that left leg, really do it so mindfully that you can feel the hip joint, the knee joint, and the heel is pressing into the floor. And this helps protect your lower back. I'd like you to take both hands and not intertwine them, just stack one on top of the other behind your neck. Maybe the elbows come up a tiny bit. As you breathe in, you tuck the chin, and as you breathe out, the upper body comes up. Press down with both feet so you're protecting your back. And then slowly down. So as you come up, imagine that you can actually feel the ribs kind of sliding down the body. So a nice breath in. As you breathe out, you come up. So you have an option here. After one breath, you can come down, or you can just stay up and pulse a little. And then come down. So creating your core exercise for you for another few seconds on this side. It's a breath in as you tuck your chin and a breath out as you come up. And maybe you pulse or maybe you go directly back down. Are you really working those core muscles? And then slowly back down. Relax the arms next to the body. Bend that left knee and drop both thighs in towards your body. So you have a choice here. You can, but I'd like you to notice the choice. Either your thighs are as close together as you can get them, or you're relaxing them nice and wide. And just notice each one is slightly different. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, tension in the arms as you pull the thighs in towards the body. And then release the hands. drop the feet on the mat. And now, just as mindfully as you did on the other side, I'd like you to straighten the right leg. And really feel the leg get long, maybe feel an opening in the front of the right hip. Stack the hands behind your neck, keeping that right heel pressed in the mat and the left foot. Breathe in and tuck your chin. Breathe out and come up. And then slowly back down. Notice again, are the ribs coming in and sliding down? Breath in, breath out. And you have the option here, you can stay up and pulse a little. Or you can come back down. So for the next few seconds, you create your own little core crunch here. Respecting your body. And then slowly release down to the floor and roll on to your right side. So lengthening your legs away from you. I'd like you to lift and lower that left leg. And I'd like you to keep the toes pointed forward. And I'd like you to engage that left glute so much that this isn't really a stretch as much as it is really engaging the glute, lengthening that left heel away from you as you lift and lower. My things, you can see my legs. And now last one. And now instead of doing Buddha, which we often do, we're kind of going to use the same muscles, but in a more mindful way. So bring the left leg so that it's about 4 inches above the right. So it's almost like you're standing on the floor, but you're standing in mid-air. And now lengthen the legs away from you as you lift the bottom leg up to meet the top and drop it down and lift it up. Can you feel who's doing the work here? It should be your glutes. Lengthening the legs away as you lift and lower that right leg. Last one. Relax both legs. And now bend your knees so it's almost like you're sitting on a chair but you're laying down. And you can do whatever you want with that right arm to kind of cushion your head. So this has become my other favorite glute hip strengthener. I'd like you to think about lengthening that top leg. So it might be 1/100 of an inch further out than the right. And then lift it up about 3 inches. And now keeping it there, I'd like you to drop it 1/2 of an inch and lift it. And drop it 1/2 an inch and lift it. And drop 1/2 an inch and lift it. So can you feel that left glute, that left hip working. It's not much movement, but for me, it's a lot of work. 3, 2, 1, and allow that right knee to drop as you roll onto your belly. So whenever we do the belly work, I'm always saying I want you to press your pubic bone into the mat to protect your lower back. But I discovered something new with the help of my Pilates person. Imagine you're pulling your pubic bone up towards your throat. So now can you really feel that core engage? Place your hands next to your body and coming up onto your elbows. And now really pull that pubic bone up. And now allow your shoulder blades, just like we did in the beginning, to kind of come together and down. Allow the toes to come away. Allow the top of the head to lift. So that was our practice. So coming back down again. Now you know where everything has to be lined up. So lengthening the toes away. Coming up onto your elbows, but not before you pull that pubic bone up towards your throat. It really engages. It really protects your back. You can almost feel it. Are your shoulder blades dropping down? Is the top of your head lifting away? One more breath. And then as you slowly come down, you're rolling onto your left side. And lengthening both legs away from you. Doing what you need to do to really cushion the head and the neck. Keeping the toes facing forward. Use that right glute to lengthen that right leg and lift it. We're not going high. It's not about a stretch. Hopefully you'll feel an opening in the hip flexor. Because as you use that glute, it allows the hip flexor to relax a little. So lifting and lowering. The right leg is getting longer. So I've been doing a lot of walking, and I've actually found that this particular movement has really helped my glutes and my hips after a long walk. So then lift that right leg so it's like you're standing in air. And now engage both glutes as you lift the bottom leg up and down and up. And 3, 2, 1, and relax the legs. Bend the knees like you're sitting on a chair. I'd like you to maybe place your right hand on your hip and really just make sure that the right hip is stacked over the left. And then the right hand can be pressing in to the mat, if you like, as you lift that right knee so it's about 4 inches above the left. And now you just drop it a half an inch and lift. Can you feel that right hip working? Drop a half an inch and lift. Drop and lift. And 3 and 2 and 1. And slowly the right leg drops as you roll onto your back and perhaps bringing the soles of your feet together as you allow your knees to drop out to the side. Feel free to relax your hands on your belly or your heart, coming back to your intention. So we haven't really done much with our neck, so I'd like you to take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, just allow the chin to move a little bit to the right. And back to center. And exhale to the left. And back to center. And then slowly allow the knees to come together as you roll to one side and come up to a seated position. So one more thing of coming back to our feet and our ankles. I'd like you to bring the palm of your hand underneath that right foot and thread the fingers in between your toes. Oh, we haven't done this in a long time. And it's okay to grimace. And once it's there, a little bit of a wiggle. And you begin to notice a lot of the tension stops. And then release and come to the other foot. So the fingers come from underneath. You try to get them in between each toe. Oy, oy, oy. And then a little bit of wiggling. And it's kind of amazing how that tension releases. It always surprises me how much it hurts. And then slowly releasing. And bringing your fingertips up to the top of your head. Oh, before you do that, I'm sorry. If you want to put on socks or a jacket, please do. And if you want to move to wherever you're going to do your Shavasana, if you're going to have your legs up on a chair or something, you can move over there. And once you're there, bringing your fingers to the top of your head and breathing out. So we're tapping on our meridians, but also just imagine you're just tapping out your thinking, letting go, letting go. And bring the tapping to behind your ears. slow and gentle. And around to the back of the head, especially the base of the skull. Breathe out and tap. And then the back of the head. And ever so gently around to the temples. You might even stop and rub the temples a little. You'll notice how much tension. And then when you're ready, the tapping comes onto the forehead. And the eyebrows. And that little space between the eyebrows. Ever so slowly under the eyes. And feel the bones. And the fleshy parts of the cheek. And down to the chin. And the jaw. And the teeth. And the gums. And then slowly relax your hands and just begin to notice. Notice your face. Notice your eyes. And when you're ready, slowly making your way into your Shavasana, either legs up on a chair or down on the floor. You can have a blanket. You can cover your eyes. And once you're down, just allow yourself to wiggle a little and see if you can become just a little bit more comfortable. Take a nice slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Can you feel the space between your eyes? Can you feel the space behind your eyes? Allowing those eyes to relax. Allowing the seeing to go inward. Can you feel the space between the ears? The space between the ears. And can feel the space in the back of your throat? Can you feel the space in the back of your throat? And can you feel that space in and around the heart? The space in and around the heart. And can you feel that space in the belly expanding and relaxing? Can you feel the space in your whole body? The space in your whole body. And then allowing that space to expand and spread as we rest in the silence until the bell rings. Allowing your breath to be your awakening. Allowing the breath to deepen in the body. Perhaps feeling it in the belly. And when you're ready, perhaps bending one knee and then the other. If your legs are on a sofa, maybe dropping the thighs in towards your body and rolling to one side. Pausing here for one more Perhaps offering yourself a little acknowledgement for practicing today. Reminding yourself the healing of coming back to your body. And if you care to push yourself up, you can. If you care to stay curled up, that's fine too. I hope you all enjoy your day. Namaste.